Hi, welcome back, and thanks so much for checking out my site. So, one of the things I thought that we would start doing, we're still going to be covering rhythm for a while longer in this playlist. We're still going to be, working more on our rhythmic reading rather than trying to figure out what notes go on what line and that type of stuff. But one of the things that I thought would be good to do is actually to start putting some of this stuff on a staff and showing you what rhythms might look like on a staff and even writing different notes out. So we're still going to be concentrating just on rhythms, but I want to try to put these examples into an actual, on the staff context. So anyway, let's do a couple more examples, and we're going to use what we've learned so far. So, and even I'm going to draw in all the things that we would normally find on a staff. So I'll draw in, let's say we're in treble clef. So treble clef, and let's even say we've got a key signature. Let's say we have two sharps. So 1 sharp, 2 sharps. In another video, I'll go over all of this stuff and, how I know where to put the sharps when there are 2 sharps and what this clef means and what it's called and everything like that. But for right now, what I really want to do is I just want to get this to the point where it looks like an actual piece of music. Okay, so we did that. We've been doing stuff in 4/4 a lot, so actually let's do something in kind of a strange time signature. Let's do this in 5/4. Okay, so 5/4. 5/4 time is what we're going to do this in. And let's start out with, the dotted quarter note. Oh, get rid of that. Dotted quarter, then let's make a string of a few eighth notes. There's 1, then we'll group those all together, so we'll have a group of 4, and then we need one more beat. So there we go. And that's our first measure of 5. So now let's make, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's right. So now in this measure, let's start out with a half rest. So we will make our half rest like that. It looks like more of a mound than kind of a rest. But anyway, that's a half rest. And then let's make this next note a half note. So half note. And then quarter rest, how about? Okay. And 2 eighth notes. One, 2. There we go. And for the final measure, let's do this. We haven't seen an eighth note rest yet. Let's do a full measure of upbeats, actually. This will be fun to diagram to kind of figure out how to do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then that's the end of our example. Okay, so now I want you to think about how we're going to diagram this, and we're going to put in our beat markings just like we've been doing in all of our other videos. So, anyway, I want you to think, I'm going to use the red mark. Pen's going to be weird. We're going to use the red mark for putting in the beat numbers when we have notes, and we're going to use the blue for when we have for when we start on a rest, I guess, and then the green they'll put in all of our downbeats, holds, and upbeats. So anyway, why don't you try doing that on your own? Because I'm going to start doing that right now. So anyway, let's start out. So we've got beat 1 that happens here. Beat 1, beat 2 is in no man's land. Beat 3 starts happening on that 8th note. Beat 4 is that 8th note. And keep in mind we're in 5/4, so we're going to have 5 numbers. Then 5 happens on this quarter note right there. Okay, now we switch to blue. We have beats 1 and 2 underneath this half rest. And switch back to red. Beats 3. 3 and 4. 3 happens right on that half note, and 4 goes into our no man's land. Oh, wait a minute. I totally wrote that measure wrong. How about since I completely wrote that measure wrong, I'm realizing now. I'm going to actually no. I'm just going to get rid of this quarter rest. Might be a bit more difficult than I thought. Let me see if I can make those. There we go. So anyway, sorry about that. I completely messed up there. I accidentally put 6 beats into this measure, and as you can see, we've already got we only can have 5 beats in a measure. So we've got 1, 2 under this half rest, then 3, 4 for this half note, and then our 5th beat is going to happen on the downbeat of these 8th notes. Okay, so that was my mistake. I totally didn't realize I did that. So hopefully you caught it too, and you probably caught it right when I wrote it down. So anyway, let's move on and diagram this next measure. So we rest, and these are going to be all blue because each of these start with a rest. Okay, even though we're playing all upbeats in this, we're going to put in the beat analysis all in blue. So let's go ahead and do that. Start with 1, 2 goes there, 3 goes there, 4 goes there, and 5 goes there. So all of these happen underneath a rest, okay? All of our downbeats are rests in this measure. Do that. So now let's go through and put in the arrows. And so we'll do this last, but this measure, all the arrows are going to be upbeats, right? So now let's start at the beginning. So we've got a downbeat. We hold through till the beginning of 2, and then we have an upbeat of 2, okay? Then we have downbeat 3, upbeat of 3, downbeat 4, upbeat of 4, then downbeat on 5. And that's it. So now we move on to this measure. We have downbeat on 3, hold through 4, then downbeat 5, upbeat of 5, okay? Now this last measure. These are all upbeats. We don't have any downbeats. So all we do, we play every single upbeat in this measure, right? Upbeat of 1, upbeat of 2, upbeat of 3, upbeat of 4, and our upbeat of 5. And that's it. We're done. So now let's get out our metronome. Chrome. And metronome. And now I'm going to set this to a 5-beat cycle because we're in 5/4, so you can see. And I'm actually going to speed this up. I'm going to speed this up to 85. So I'm going to try to start doing these examples at a bit higher tempo, at a bit faster pace, just so you can see what music at a bit of a faster pace would feel like or sound like. So anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. Ba, 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 ba. ba, 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 ba. Okay? And I'm out of time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.